What is up, gentlemen? If you are new here, welcome, and if you have been here before, welcome back. I'm Tom McGregor. I've lost 40 pounds, competed in a couple bodybuilding shows, and lost 25 pounds prior to those as well. And this is the only diet that you need to lose 20 pounds in the next 75 days while staying full, while staying energized, aka keeping your testosterone nice and high without having to track a single damn calorie. And I put this photo here as a bit of social proof. You do not have to be a bodybuilder to do this. It is literally as simple as following exactly what I show you in this video. I've broken it down for you based on different heights, based on different weights, so it makes it literally impossible. I literally guarantee that if you follow this, you will lose 20 pounds before summer in the next 75 days, right? So we're gonna get straight into it. We're going to forget about tracking calories or any crash diet for that matter. And I know that might be a shock because the whole of social media is telling you to track your calories or follow the keto diet, follow the carnivore diet, follow some special diet, some special high rocks program, or something stupid like that. Right? I'm not going to lie to you and say in the future to lose more, I do recommend tracking, but to lose that first 20 to 30 pounds, this is the system that I used and dropped my body fat percentage literally in half without having to track a single damn calorie, all through understanding habits and macros. And you might be thinking, oh, habits. Trust me, if you watch this video, you will understand, and I'm going to give you everything that you need to know based on your goals, based on what you need, based on your height, based on your weight, all at the end of the video as well. Because reality is, I don't want you to end up skinny fat. We have to be very, very specific about what we eat and when we eat to make sure that we can actually do this without tracking our calories, without having to use any sort of crash diet, right? We're going to be using whole foods and whole foods only, and this is the macro split we're going to be using and how to use it, right? Because we've got our protein, carbs, and fats, all absolutely mandatory. I'm sure you've heard of them before, but I've always been someone that wants to know why. So the biggest reason most people end up struggling to lose the weight or end up skinny fat, and you might be right now, is because they don't eat enough protein. And the reason we have such high protein in our macro split is because of two things. One, we want to keep the muscle that you've already got. And two, it is the most filling macronutrient. You should aim for at least 40% of your plate to be protein, right? And you're not going to have to worry about any of this. I've already figured it all out for you, which I'm giving to you at the end of this video. But then we have our carbs, and they are our fuel for our workouts. And if you're not getting a good pump, it's because of your carbs. And if you don't know what a pump is, it's when your muscles fill with glycogen and you get those veins popping out. You know, when you see those big bodybuilders that just look fucking jacked as, right? 30% of your plate should be carbs. And then fats, I want you to know one thing. They do not make you fat. They're exactly what keeps our testosterone in check, keeps our testosterone nice and high when we lose the weight, so we stay full, so we stay energized, like I said in the beginning of this video. Right? And these are the only foods that we're going to be eating if you want this to work. Genuinely, stick to this for 75 days, and I've broken down how you can do it. We're going to go protein, 40%, carbs, 30%, healthy fats, 30%. These are the only foods that we're going to be eating, bar turkey. Right? I just put that in there in case you want to swap it for chicken, in case you want to swap it for the steak. We're literally going to stop overcomplicating it. I've broken down each height and each weight between 5'6" and 6'4", between 160 pounds and 240 pounds in this video, so you know exactly how much to eat. Right? I've done the work for you. The only mandatories that I expect from you, and you can do me a massive favor if you want this to work, to lose the fat without having to track your calories, is weigh yourself each and every single morning without any food or water, which is why I bring up habits, right? We want to get this right at the same time every single solitary day. We're going to eat the same thing every single day, and we're not going to eat out. We're not going to be drinking out. And the thing is, if you weigh yourself each and every single solitary morning without any food, without any water in you at the same time, if your weight does not change from week 1 to week 2, we're going to cut the carb servings in half. For example, we cut the rice in half, and then we cut the fat servings by a third, but we never, ever, ever drop protein. Never. Right? If the weight drops by a pound, cut carbs from that first week to second week, cut our carbs by a quarter, and cut our fats by a serving of a quarter as well. And if the weight is dropping by 2 pounds, congratulations. That mathematically means that you are going to lose the weight in the next 75 days. Now, this is how to structure your days around food. This is the number one mistake that I made, and I see men making, that keeps them fat. I don't mean intermittent fasting, although I guess you could call it that. I mean we are designed to hunt. We're meant to kill what we eat. Stop waking and eating. Stop drinking coffee as soon as you wake up. And here's why. Because if you do that as soon as you wake up, your mind, your body just wants to hit that same feeling for the rest of the day, which is why we end up with having these energy crashes throughout the day. I won't get into all fancy on you, but basically our dopamine levels are here, right? And if you raise them as soon as you wake up, you chase that feeling for the rest of the day, which is why you probably feel like shit after a few hours at work, why you might want to scroll on your phone or something like that. So what we're going to do is wait for the first 2 hours of the day and then have a black coffee after you've been awake for a while, after you've actually earned it. Now, the first 7 to 14 days, it'll be a bit difficult. Obviously, I understand we're used to waking up and drinking coffee as soon as we wake up. But I promise you, if you follow this, you will start to feel better, you will start to look better, and your whole life will genuinely change, which is why I talk about habit formation so thoroughly, right? And this is the exact eating to follow. This is exactly how I'd set it up if I was at you. So if you're taking that first 2 hours, let's say you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, swap whatever time you wake up and do this, right? If you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and then you wait till about 8:30 when you get to work or you're settling in at work, then you have your black coffee to suppress the hunger after you've earned it, after you've been awake, instead of waking up and setting that dopamine really high, then you know you've earned it. Then after that, suppresses that hunger just that little bit longer. And then finally, when you get to your first break at work, we break the fast with some oats, some protein powder, some Greek yogurt, and a banana. Right? I've broken this down later in the video as well, even further. But after that, at 2 to 4 o'clock, whatever your lunch break is, whatever your afternoon break is, we're going to have our pre-workout meal about an hour to an hour and a half before. Now, if you're someone that lies to yourself, tells yourself in the morning, oh, I'll just gym after work, then doesn't go, I'd rather you just go in the morning without having eaten. Right? I'd rather you get the workout in that you need to get in without having eaten. Now, obviously, this is more optimal, but we're going to be doing grass-fed mince, and this can be swapped for steak, which I've shown you later on in this video. Then we're going to have eggs, we're going to have some white rice to make sure that we're getting a good carb source, and then we're going to have some raw honey to make sure that we're getting a really, really good carb source to make sure that we get the nice juicy pump at the gym. Then our post-workout meal is going to be our highest protein meal of the day. You can eat this straight after your workout, within an hour and a half when you get home, when you go to relax. But I promise you, if you do this for literally 7 to 14 days, you're going to feel insane. You're going to feel absolutely incredible because you're building these habits on top of each other continuously, day after day after day, showing up to the gym, showing up, doing the work. And then you fuel yourself with the food that your body actually wants, that your body actually needs. And literally all it takes is 7 to 14 days for these effects to blow your mind, right? So we're going to have our post-workout meal with chicken, potato and rice, and some mixed vegetables. We just have mixed vegetables in there. 1, because they're filling, and 2, because chicken doesn't have any micronutrients in it. So we want to make sure that we're getting them as well. Again, whole foods. The only thing that I don't eat that is whole foods is protein powder. Right? And then optional is going to be dessert with some raw honey, just to get that sweet craving all sorted out before we head to bed. Now, the secret to getting lean, and it's not entirely a secret as such, but this is part 3 of the system, and it pretty much guarantees you'll lose the weight. It's not hours of cardio or some crazy workout routine. It is low intensity, steady state cardio. And again, I don't mean high intensity cardio, running, sprints, high rocks, anything that's going on your social media accounts. I literally mean 15 to 30 minutes of cardio at the end of low intensity steady state cardio. So get on the treadmill, set it on setting 4, incline 12, right? Get on the Stairmaster, chuck it on setting 4, just for 15 to 30 minutes to burn an extra roughly 300 calories, right? This will do that for you, so you don't even have to worry about tracking it. Now, this will help you lose an extra half a pound per week on average, and there's 2 reasons why that I always include cardio, no matter what. Is 1, it reframes your mind. So no one can take away the fact that you get on there, that you do the shit that you don't feel like doing, and you get it done anyway. No one can take away the fact that you kept the promise to yourself. When you're on there, you're struggling, and then you win that battle anyway. Right? That's why I love it. And then 2 is habit formation. When you stack constant wins on top of each other, you're eating good. After you work out, you smack some cardio. Then after that, you go home and smack some good whole foods. Then you actually have a good sleep. Then you wake up energized. You get stuck in this massive, massive positive habit loop. And I promise you, 7 to 14 days in, I guarantee you, if you actually do this, you will see results. And there's only one thing left for you to do, is stick with it for 75 days and watch your life transform. I genuinely mean life transform. Energy up, consistency up, trust built back within yourself, discipline through the roof, and fat absolutely destroyed. Just make sure you have a good workout plan tailored for you and your specific goals. But I do have a present for you. As I said, I've already done it for you. Follow the link in the description and I'll show you what you get, right? So here it is. Do me a favor, don't go ruin this for everyone else. Go to the top left up here. We're going to hit file and then you're going to make a copy of your own, right? Work out 4 to 5 times per week. Obviously structure that. Hit each muscle group at least once, maximum intensity for 45 minutes. It's all it takes when done right. And each muscle group once, like I said, with 15 to 30 minutes of low intensity steady state cardio at the end. Now, I put this here, that was in the slideshow, but pick your height and weight and goal for the next 75 days. These are the rules to follow if you get stuck on any of these, right? So if you're 6'2 to 6'4 and you're 240 to 220 pounds, I've broken down all of these. Now, obviously, don't be an idiot and be like, oh, I'm 235 pounds and I want to get to 215 pounds, but it's not on here. Pick the one that you're closest to, right? And I've broken it down for 6 foot to 6'2", the exact same thing, right? And then again, 5'10" to 6 foot, 240 to 220, 220 to 200. Damn, that's a tongue twister. 200 to 180, and then 180 down to 160. So this ranges from 160 to 240 pounds, right? All the way down to 5'6" to 5'10", right? 5'6" to 5'8". By the time you watch this video, I would have fixed that up for you. But gentlemen, that is it, right? If you follow that, you will lose the weight. Make sure that you train 4 to 5 times per week, and it is that simple, right? I literally put it up here. How to get lifestyle lean. It's easy. Follow this. Enjoy it. Go to the link in the description. Make sure you make your own copy and get it done, man. 75 days. Summer is not far away. Get after it.